Hello, quick update and plan and everything else. So I did a vlog on Saturday about my roller coaster adventures of life, weight loss life, and I am struggling. I have continued to inject at the moment. I am probably no different to what I weighed on Saturday. I'm probably maybe 0.2 lower. I had some ups and downs. Didn't cheat. I just had some ups and downs. My body's just, I don't know what's going on with my body. So I'm probably going to end this round in the next few days, I think. But I have a plan. As you can tell, I'm an accountant. There's lots of numbers, lots of working out on here. So I have been reading books. I have been looking and researching. I'm also a massive fan of Biggest Loser. And I read Gillian's book a few years ago. I've read Bob's Skinny Rules. I hadn't read Dolvet's, so I read that every week. And one of the things that was interesting about that is the fact that he talks about not letting your body get used to certain calories. And I can see that because bodybuilders do carbolic training. What that generally means is for them to get like cut and shredded and lean, what they have to do is they cycle, and they'll eat like really low carb, high fat, low carb. Sometimes it's high fat, low carb, or it could be high protein, low fat, low carb, depending on what technique they're using and how much they're training and what their end result, whether they're trying to cut or get lean or what they're trying to do. But what they always do is once a week or twice a week, every 4 to 5 days, they'll do a carb load where they spike their calories. A lot of them will always do that religiously. It's the conversations that you get into when you're in a sauna with some of these big bodybuilders. So it's interesting. But then I've read a lot about it as well. I mean, I watch a guy on YouTube. What's his name? Strength. Oh, Eddie. Can't think what his name is. His YouTube channel, but he's brilliant. But he's all about the bodybuilding. But he's got a lot of nutritional information. He's like a nutritional scientist. But they all do it. So even like Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Body says something similar. You know, he follows a slow carb diet, and even with that, you still do a carb load once a week. And actually, to a certain extent, Simeon's protocol says something similar, where if you stall for more than 4 or 5 days, he says do an apple day. Well, what's apples? What is an apple day? It's a carb load, effectively. And that's what, it kickstarts your system because it's getting different nutrients and it's not, getting stuck on what it's eating. And yeah, there's arguments on whether that works or not. But it just gives that body a slight different chemical reaction in your body, and it just spikes certain things, especially insulin. Right, so with that in mind, what Dolvet's thing says, it says he does the 3-1-2-1. So you have 3 lower calorie days, 1 higher calorie day, 2 lower calorie days, 1 high calorie day. So kind of like 2, not cheat, but more choice days, and then obviously 5 lower days. And intermittent fasting is the opposite of that. So you do 2 low calorie days, and then you've got 5 normal days. So I'm kind of playing with all of those odds, and I've made my own little mathematical calculation. So what I'm going to try and do whenever I decide to jump off this round is I'm going to do 2 to 3 low calorie days. Low calories being 700 to 800 calories a day. I'm going to do 2 to 3 what I'm classing as healthier days, and that's going to be 11 to 1200 calorie days. I'm going to do what I'm classing as a normal calorie day, which is about 1700, and then 1 treat day, which is at 2,500 calories. Net calories for the week, that's giving me about 8,600, 8,500. So my deficit is roughly 5,500 calories. That's assuming that I'm not going to the gym. So anything above that will help. Now, with that in mind, I'm hoping that as long as my metabolism is intact and I haven't completely screwed it up, I should lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. I'm happy with that. I think that's sustainable. I think I think the protocol has got me very in that binge fast mentality, and I need to get out of that. I need to have a normal lifestyle. It's what I need to do for me. It's not going to be for everybody. Don't get me wrong, HCG works, definitely works. I've you know, even now it still works. I'm still a good 65, 75 pounds lighter than I was 5 years ago or 6 years ago. You know, I have kept majority of my weight off. The bit that I'm stuck with is what I will class as vanity weight. Slightly above vanity weight, really. But, you know, I like to be 10 pounds lighter. That's probably my comfort zone. Yes, I've gotten all the way down to the 120s, early 120s. 120.8 was my lowest. 8 stone 10 was literally my lowest weight. And it was not achievable for me. It was ridiculously unachievable for me. My body bounced back up. And do you know what, actually, even personally, although my bottom half I loved because I was in a size 8 to 10, which is what, a US 4 to 6 maybe. Yeah, 4 to 6 probably, which is brilliant. But, you know, I've always got the thighs and the bum pear shape, you know, through and through, which meant that up top I was a lot smaller, and it meant that like I couldn't find bras that fit at all. You know, I got to a point where I was like a 28, you know, bright like 28G, and it just, you can't buy off the shelf. You know, you have to go to specialised shops. It costs you a fortune. Even now, I'm still, you know, I wish my top half was a little bit bigger, you know, because at the minute I'm a 30E, which again is not a standard size. You can't get it anywhere, you know. I remember going to Vegas last year and rocking up to Victoria's Secrets thinking, God, that, you know, they do skinny models and they should have small sizes. No, they don't do small sizes in large cups. I'm not saying that I'm really booby, but the smaller you get, the differential becomes like substantial. You know, I don't know what the word is. It multiplies massively because it's just based on, you know, inch ratio difference. And, you know, it was costing me a fortune. Even now, it's still expensive. You know, trying to get a 30 somewhere, it's not your standard size. You can't just go to a shelf and just pick it off the shelf. So I do wish that I just had a few more inches up here without the arms and without, you know, the extra. So yeah, I don't think the 120 was achievable for me. Although I felt great, and don't get me wrong, absolutely loved being down there, but I could not maintain it. For me, I think the healthy range for me is the 130. I think that's where people don't get worried about me. Don't worry, you know, there's not this massive hoo-ha about whether I'm starving myself or what, you know. And I definitely felt that my face did look older at that weight. So, you know, and I would say this last 10, 15 pounds is vanity. I wouldn't call it anything else. Yes, BMI wise, I'm a little bit higher than I should be. I'm about 26 instead of under the 25. And my body fat percentage is pretty good. I think it's about 27, 28%. So under 30 is supposed to be good. You know, under 22 is athlete. So, you know, I'm in a good range. And clothes wise, you know, I fit into a US 6. Yes, a US 6 at the moment, roughly. Most of them anyway. And so it is, for me, it is literally just a bit of vanity weight, and the quicker I accept that, the better, I think, because I'm trying to fight something at the moment. So I think my view going forward at the moment is I'm going to try and stick to something that's achievable, that's kind of lifelong, a bit more sustainable, and if it takes me until Christmas to lose that 10 pounds, and you know what, let it be. I might think about getting onto that diet bet thing that I did, because that sounds kind of cool, kind of keep you motivated. But before that, I just want to make sure that my metabolism is back to normal, because when I first got to goal back in 2011, Summer of 2011, I got to goal. Goal being that really, really low weight of 120. I think a month before that, I was at the 130, which is kind of my new goal. And it took me a good 2 years to get my metabolism back to normal, because literally as soon as I started, I mean, I did P3 and I put on weight from that 120, I went up to 125, 127, 129. I stayed for quite a few weeks. And then literally trying to get back to normal eating took me, and when I say normal, I mean healthy eating, not my old lifestyle, my new lifestyle. And I was still only eating 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day, a lot of it being still quite, not low carb, but, you know, a low GI. I was having the brown rices, the brown everything pretty much, whole grains, no sugar, no white flour, none of that. And I was still eating 1,200 calories, sometimes still putting on weight. So it took me a while to get my metabolism back to normal. So because of that, it took me a good 2 years. By 2013, I think I got my metabolism back to normal, where I was eating 2,000 calories, burning 2,000 calories, and not putting on one, gaining weight. But guess what weight I was at? Late 130s, early 140s, which is not far from where I am now. And I need to get back to that point where my body's not storing everything, because I think doing that 9 months of HCG, not continuously, but I mean, I did sort of 4 rounds in 9 months, and I think my body was just in shock, and anything additional it was getting, it was holding on to like life or death, like, oh, she's going to put me on like 500 calorie day again. So it's just, I don't know. These are just my thoughts and my outlook, and yeah, I've gone on babbling for 12 minutes now, so I am going to jump off now. I will try and vlog again over the next few days, just to let you know if I'm still on or not on around. And, you know, I've been trying to catch up on vlogs. So Peggy, you're doing brilliantly. Susie, it's well done. You know, this first week is tough, but you know, it's a different outlook. Hopefully this will be a completely different round for you. Ricky, let's keep vlogging. And I can't think what her name is. Factor, is it Debbie, Donna? Factor something. She just hit 128. Brilliant. You know, you're in your goal weight, your goal clothes, and new size jeans. So brilliant. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Bye.